Hello friends, I am Mr. Sanjay K. Bhadke, presently working as an assistant professor at Department of Civil Engineering, Tulsiramji Gaikwad Patil College of Engineering and Technology, Nagpur. Friends, today's our subject is Geotechnical Engineering 2 and our topic is soil investigation. We know that Geotechnical Engineering 2 is the compulsory subject as per the RTM Nagpur University curriculum, and this subject is at 5th SEM Civil Engineering. Now we're just going to discuss about the syllabus and content of the subject. Friends, unit number 1 is related with the geotechnical exploration, which includes soil exploration and soil investigation. Here we are going to study about the importance and objectives of field exploration, geophysical methods and its limitations, various methods of boring, numbers of boring, location, decided depth and types of soil. What do you mean by sample, samplers, principle and designs of samplers, its collection and shipments of samples, boring and sampling records. Unit number 2 is related with the stability of slope, which include causes and types of slope failure, stability, analysis of infinite slope, Taylor stability numbers and numericals related with this formula. What do you mean by stability chart? Stability analysis of finite slope for purely sea soils and sea soil centers. What do you mean by critical slip circle? Deep about the Swedish circle method, slice method and sea soil slopes. We are also going to study about the pore pressure consideration, definitions of friction circle method and its theory, various methods of improving the stability of slope, type selection and design of graded filters. Unit number 3 is related with the lateral earth pressure, which include earth pressure at rest, active and passive pressure, general and local states of plastic equilibrium, soil, various Rankins and Coulomb's theories of earth pressure, effect of surcharge and submerge, determination of active earth pressure through geological construction and other methods. Unit number 4 is related with the ground improvement. We know when you are going for the any construction, it is very important that we should know the level of waters, which is called as the water tables. Water tables plays very important role for the construction of any type of structure. So unit number 4 is related with the ground improvement, which include the need of ground improvements techniques, stabilization using lime and cement, fly ash, preloading concept, flotation concept of sand drains, stone columns. Basically we know that if you want to improve the bearing capacity of soil, in that case we are using various types of chemicals, lime, cement, fly ash, which help us for the improvement in soil characteristics. In this unit we are going to study about the NPVD and PPVD methods, polymers, basic concept of reinforced soil, different types of geosynthetic material, its application and functions in civil engineering. We know that nowadays we are using various types of geosynthetic materials, fibers to improve the bearing capacity of soil and to avoid the various of cracks in the future construction. Unit number 5 is related with the shallow foundation, and I know you have a basic idea about the various types of foundation. So in shallow foundation we are going to study about the bearing capacity of soil, various factors affecting limitation, types of shear failure, effect of water table on the bearing capacity, introduction to the IS method, factor affecting bearing capacity, field determination of bearing capacity through plate load test and other tests which we are carrying on the site. We know that in case of soil mechanics we have various types of tests like plate load test and standard penetration test which we are using to improve the various characteristics of soil. In this unit we are going to study about the differential settlement, control of excessive settlements, standard penetration test and other tests. What do you mean by n values and its design parameters? Unit number 6 is related with the pile foundation, which include the classification of piles, various construction methods, types of piles, driving methods of piles, pile load test, group action of piles, spacing of piles, pile groups, negative skin friction, positive skin friction and its effect on the pile. And we are also going to study about the details of various remade piles. These are the some books which you can refer to study this subject. The Soil Mechanics by Gopal Ranjan and Roy, Soil Mechanics and Foundation Engineering by R.K. Arora, Soil Mechanics and Foundation by B.C. Punimia, a Geotechnical Engineering book by P. Raj, Grow Hill Education 2000. Friends, there are number of journals which is related with this subject, and for basic information you can refer that journals also. Some journals are International Journals of Geotechnical Engineering, International Journals of Soil Mechanics. So for better study you can refer these journals also. So today our topic is soil investigation. We know that soil exploration and soil investigation, these are the same terms. Soil investigation plays a very important role when we are going for the big construction. If you want to construct any bridge, any high-rise building, in that case a person should have the knowledge of soil. We know these are the various instruments which we are using to find out the various characteristics and properties of soil. Some of the instruments are sieve analysis, dial gauge, some excavation works are going there, and some soil samples are also there. So soil investigation plays a very important role in construction. So today now we are going to discuss about the boreholes. If you want to test the soil, it is very important to take the soil samples. So how we are getting the soil samples? We are collecting these soil samples by making the boreholes in the earth up to some depth, and after that we are collecting the soil samples and then it's sent to the laboratory for testing. So boreholes are generally located at the building corners, the center of the soil, where heavily loaded column or machinery pads are proposed. At least one boring should be taken to a deeper stratum, probably up to the bedrock if practicably possible. Other borings may be taken at least to significant trace levels. If you want to test soil properly, we should drill the boreholes, and after that we have to collect the sample for testing. This table indicates the various types of spacing which is required for the boreholes. If you want to construct a multi-story building, in that case the spacing should be 10 to 30 meter, and if you calculating in the square feet, it should be 30 to 100 feet. For industrial plant, spacing should be 20 to 60 meter and 60 to 200 feet. For the highway, the spacing should be 250 to 500 meter and 800 to 1600 feet. For a residential subdivision, this spacing should be 250 to 500 meter or 800 to 1600 feet. In case of dam, this spacing should be considered as a 40 to 80 meter and 130 to 260 feet. So by considering this spacing, we can collect the various types of soil samples. Now next point is depth of borehole. The depth of investigation is dependent upon the size and type of proposed structure, sequence of proposed strata. The depth of borehole should cover the zone of soil that will be affected by the structural load. The depth of boreholes are governed by the experience based on the geological characters of the ground, the importance of the structure, the structural load, and the availability of equipment. Means if you want to go up to a particular depth for the boreholes, these things are very important. There should be the availability of equipment. You should calculate the structural load. You should know the importance of structure. You should know the geological character of the ground. The depth of the borehole, it covers the zone of soil that will be affected by the structural load. From this figure, we can understand the various layers of the various material as shown in the figure. Slate is the first layer, fine sand is the second layer, coarse sand is the third layer, and loose gravel is the final layers. So if you want to go for the boreholes, you should find this type of layer structure under the earth. Normally slate layers is about of 40 centimeters, fine sand layers is about to 60 centimeter, coarse sand layers is about to 80 centimeters, and loose gravels is about to 60 centimeter. These all are come under the dense gravels. There are various methods of boring. These methods are agar boring, wash boring, rotary drilling, and percussion drilling. So if you want to take the soil sample from under the earth, we should use this type of boring and drilling, which is helpful for us for the collection of the soil samples. You can see this is some instrument which is related with the agar boring. So if you want to do some boreholes in the earth, we have to use this type of instrument which is useful, and we can easily do the holes. So this type of instrument is include the bottom part as a plug, center rod, agar flights, and agar shaft. By connecting this shaft to the machine, we can bore the holes. In second pictures, you can see the sampler connector and sampler rod. In this picture, you can see that one mechanical instrument is there, which is we are using for the bore holes. Normally, by using this type of mechanical instrument, it is easy to bore the holes and collect the sample. Next is rotary drilling. The rotary drilling, it includes the borehole advanced by routing a hollow drill rod, has cutting in at lower end, consists of the rotary mechanism and its arrangement, applying the downward pressure. Because we know that if you want to draw a hole, the atmospheric condition and various soil condition is different. So one site will change, you have to use different types of drilling, mechanical drilling, which is useful and easy to collect the soil samples. So these are the some instruments of rotary drilling which we are using to bore a hole in the earth for collection of soil sample. You can see here, this is one mechanical instrument and is plugged with some teeth which is full to bore a hole in the earth. Next is percussion drilling. The percussion drilling is a manual drilling technique in which a heavy cutting or hammering bit attached to a rope or a cable is lowered into the open hole or inside a temporary casing. Percussion drilling is suitable for the unconsolidated and consolidated formation. For example, sand, slate, steep clay, sandstone and gravel layer. We know in some cases if hard murum or sandstone is available on the site, so in that case it is very difficult for us to bore a hole. So in that case we have to use some modern instrument which make our task easy. So percussion drilling normally we are using in the sandstone. It is the finest method to bore a hole in the earth. So in the figure you can see, this is the one drilling instrument which is normally we are using to bore a hole in a sandstone material. So friends, today we are discuss about the boreholes, how by doing the boreholes we are collecting the soil samples. We also discuss about the various types of boring like agar boring, wash boring and various types of drilling which is useful to bore a hole in the earth. So this way in next class we are going to discuss about the collection of various soil samples and samplers. Thank you.